Live from New Delhi, you're watching DT India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Delhi gets its first Namo Bharat connectivity with the inauguration of 13-kilometer stretch of Delhi-Ghaziabad-Meerut corridor. India's health ministry responds to reports of HMPV outbreak in China, says India is well prepared to handle respiratory illnesses. At least 8 Pakistani security personnel killed in Balochistan bomb blast. Baloch Liberation Army claims responsibility. Austria's Chancellor Karl Nehammer to step down after talks on forming a new government fail. In Sydney, Australia beat India by 6 wickets to reclaim border Gavaskar trophy, also secure World Test Championship final spot. In a significant boost to India's national capital region's connectivity, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the much-awaited Namo Bharat rapid rail between Delhi and Meerut. The Prime Minister flagged off the newly operational leg from Sahibabad in Uttar Pradesh to New Ashoknagar in Delhi, marking the beginning of an era of high-speed and efficient travel between the two cities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi boarded the Namo Bharat rapid rail at Sahibabad station, symbolizing the launch of new 13-kilometer stretch between Sahibabad and New Ashoknagar in Delhi. This new addition to the Delhi-Meerut corridor is set to transform travel, bringing the national capital region closer than ever. During his journey on the state-of-the-art train, the Prime Minister also interacted with passengers, especially children, sharing smiles and conversations, making the journey memorable for all on board. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 2.8-kilometer stretch of Delhi Metro Phase 4 between Janakpuri and Krishna Park on Sunday. The project is valued at $14.46 million. Prime Minister Modi also laid the foundation stone for the 26.5-kilometer Rithala-Kundli section of Delhi Metro Phase 4, worth $74.98 million, improving connectivity in Delhi and Haryana. India's metro rail network now ranks as the third largest in the world, stretching over 1,000 kilometers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized the significant progress made in expanding metro connectivity across the country, transforming urban transport and improving the ease of living for millions. In a post on X, PM Modi said, and I quote, "Over the last decade, extensive work has been done in boosting metro connectivity, thus strengthening urban transport and enhancing ease of living." Let's take a look at India's metro revolution over the years. And 1,000-kilometer metro rail lines are operational in India now. India now ranks third globally in terms of operational metro network length. India surpassed Japan in metro rail projects in 2022. Projects covering 998 plus kilometers are underway, reshaping urban mobility in India. Average metro construction rate is 6 kilometers per month now. Average daily ridership of metro is more than 1 crore. India's first underwater metro in Kolkata is a marvel of engineering. In fact, Delhi Metro is building a metro rail system in Bangladesh. It has also provided consultancy services in Jakarta. Metro coaches have also been exported to Canada and Australia. India's Health Ministry on Saturday convened a joint monitoring group meeting in view of HMPV outbreak causing rising cases of respiratory illnesses in China in the past few weeks. The ministry said it is closely monitoring the situation in China through all available channels, and World Health Organization has also been requested to share timely updates regarding the situation in China. The ministry further said that India is well prepared to handle respiratory illnesses and surveillance shows no unusual surge. It said the health systems and surveillance networks remain vigilant, ensuring the country is ready to respond promptly to any emerging health challenges. India and Bangladesh are likely to exchange 185 fishermen and their vessels detained in their respective countries today. Dhaka agreed to hand over 95 Indian fishermen to Indian authorities. In a reciprocal repatriation process, India too agreed to release 90 Bangladeshi fishermen detained in India. Besides, 2 Bangladeshi fishing vessels detained in India and 6 Indian fishing boats detained in Bangladesh will also be exchanged. Earlier on Thursday, Bangladesh authorities released the 95 Indian fishermen who were held in Bagarhat and Potua Khali district jails and handed over to Bangladesh Coast Guards to carry out the repatriation process. The 95 Indian fishermen were in Bangladesh jails for more than 2 months. In a significant milestone in space exploration endeavors, the Indian Space Research Organization has successfully demonstrated its first robotic arm in space. Sharing a video, ISRO posted on X, RRM-TD, India's first space robotic arm, is in action on board POEM-4, a proud Make in India milestone in space robotics. RRM-TD was launched on PSLV C-60 alongside SpaceX mission as one of the non-separating payloads on board POEM-4. It can be considered as an ancestor of the type of robotic arms that will be used on India's planned space station, the Bharatiya Antariksh Station, BAS. The success of this demonstration validates ISRO's technology and will allow ISRO to move forward with the development of more advanced versions of this for use on BAS. With this achievement, ISRO becomes the 5th space agency to operate a robotic arm in space. Prayagraj in India's northern state of Uttar Pradesh is ready to welcome devotees and pilgrims to the Mahakumbh Mela from January 13 to February 26. Mahakumbh is one of Hinduism's most significant and holy events, held once every 12 years. It's the world's largest spiritual congregation, drawing millions of devotees from across the globe. The Mahakumbh is considered an auspicious period for spiritual cleansing and devotion. Pilgrims flock to the renowned Sangam, which is the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati rivers, to take the holy dip. All preparations are in place by the government to ensure a divine and secure experience at Mahakumbh 2025. Let's take a look at other stories making news today. An Indian Coast Guard advanced light helicopter Dhruv crashed in Porbandar, Gujarat during a routine training sortie. The incident occurred at the Coast Guard Air Enclave in Porbandar. As part of Coaching Carnival celebration, over 2,000 people participated in a marathon organized by Indian Coast Guard in Kerala's Kochi on Sunday. The event aimed to promote awareness about coastal security and encourage community participation. Indian Railways will operate 13,000 trains during Mahakumbh Mela to cater to the massive influx of pilgrims. These include 10,000 regular trains and 3,000 special trains. These trains will be run over 50 days, including 2 to 3 additional days before and after the event. The railways have planned to keep the movement of people unidirectional to prevent chaos and congestion. Passengers will be directed to the Yatri Kendra before proceeding to their respective platforms, reducing confusion and congestion. The Indian Railways successfully conducted the first trial on the Katra-Banihal section ahead of the final statutory safety inspection next week to determine the commencement of rail services to Kashmir. The first train run thrilled passengers as it traversed snow-covered mountains, blending nature's splendor with engineering excellence. The Indian Navy presented a spectacular display of its prowess and valor at Ramakrishna Beach in port city of Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh on Saturday. The coastline buzzed with fighter jets, warships, helicopters and tankers. The rescue operations, including combat demonstrations to save hostages from terrorists and rescuing people stranded at sea with the help of helicopters, fascinated the visitors. Paratroopers also amazed the spectators by unfurling the Indian flag and the Navy flag from a height of approximately 8,000 feet. On to weather news now. The India Meteorological Department has forecast light to moderate rainfall and snowfall over Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh and Himachal Pradesh today. Scattered rainfall or snowfall is also expected over Uttarakhand tomorrow. For the higher reaches of Kashmir is under red alert till Monday. The IMD has also predicted isolated rainfall accompanied with thunderstorms over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and northwest Uttar Pradesh in the coming 2 days. The Indian Weather Agency also predicted a gradual rise in minimum temperatures by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius over northwest India over the next 3 days. It also said that there will be no significant change in minimum temperatures over central and east India during the next 3 days. In other news, a French Navy aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle arrived at Western India's Mormugao port Trust Jetty in Goa on Saturday. The French carrier strike group, which includes the Rafale marine fighter aircraft, will take part in the 42nd annual bilateral exercise Varun with the Indian Navy ships. The purpose of the visit was to enhance interoperability, foster mutual understanding and strengthen ties between navies of India and France. France and India regularly cooperate to contribute to maritime safety in the Indian Ocean region. Since 2008, France has been a member of the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium, which was initiated by India and brings together 25 navies. The aim of this forum is to increase collective effectiveness in tackling a range of maritime issues, including illegal trafficking, illegal fishing, search and rescue at sea, and pollution. The Ahmedabad International Flower Show 2025 has begun at UNESCO World Heritage City of Ahmedabad in state of Gujarat. This world-class flower show showcases a harmonious fusion of Indian culture with natural beauty. Here's more.
People in large numbers are visiting the International Flower Show in Ahmedabad. Started in 2013 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was then the Chief Minister of Gujarat, this show has seen great popularity over the years. Organized at the Sabarmati riverfront, this show is an annual celebration of colors, offering a blend of visual splendor and exquisite flower displays. This show also gives out the message of sustainability.
Every year I visit, but this time I've heard it's really going to be something very extraordinary, and they have been planning since before Diwali. So I am expecting a lot, and I think it's going to be very nice. Today is just the second day.
You get to see so many varieties of beautiful flowers meant just for the winter season, and we are expecting a spectacular show.
It's a very beautiful experience and a glorious arrangement here.
This is our first time at the Ahmedabad Flower Show, and it's been a wonderful experience.
The scale of the event, the kind of flowers that they have put in, the kind of sculptures they have built, it just shows that they have put in a lot of efforts.
In 2024, the flower show attracted nearly 20 lakh visitors and also earned a Guinness World Record for its 400-meter-long flower wall. The show has been divided into 6 zones, featuring over 10 lakh flowers, more than 50 species, and over 30 sculptures. Symbolic statues showcasing India's economic progress, 23 years of governance, inclusiveness and sustainability, unity and diversity, hosting the Olympics 2036, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, and many more installations depicting India's culture and development have been put up at the show. Use of technology has enabled visitors to make use of specially designed audio guides to learn more about the flowers, sculptures, and zones by scanning QR codes available throughout the flower show.
Here we had some visitors speak to us about their experience at the International Flower Show in the state of Gujarat, in the city of Ahmedabad. This will go on till the 22nd of January, and what will be at display is India's vibrant culture. heritage, and what India's growth journey has been. With my colleague Krishna Shah, this is Meghna De for DD India from Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Kyiv's halt of Russian gas throws Moldova into crisis. Moldova breakaway region faces extended blackouts. The 82nd edition of Golden Globes is scheduled to take place on Sunday, kicking off the 2025 awards festivities.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. And Austria's Conservative Chancellor Karl Nehammer announced his resignation after coalition talks with the Social Democrats and Liberals collapsed on Saturday. Efforts to form a government without the far-right Freedom Party, which won September's election with 29% of the vote, fell apart amid deep divisions. Nehammer, who called FPO leader Herbert Kickl a conspiracy theorist, refused to partner with the party despite their shared stance on immigration. With no majority coalition possible, Austria faces two stark options: allow Kickl to attempt forming government or call snap elections. The Conservative People's Party, meeting Sunday to choose Nehammer's successor, may now consider rekindling ties with the controversial FPO.
Following the breakdown of talks, I will act as following. I will step down as Federal Chancellor and also as a chairman of the People's Party in the next few days and facilitate an orderly transition. This orderly transition is particularly important to me because I have always stood for stability in our country and in People's Party.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is on a trip to South Korea, Japan and France. Blinken's trip is happening at a crucial time when South Korea is facing a political crisis. On Friday, South Korea's presidential guards and military troops prevented authorities from arresting impeached President Yoon, who is under criminal investigation for insurrection over his failed martial law bid. During his visit to South Korea, Secretary Blinken will meet with senior government officials to discuss ways to promote a free, open and prosperous Indo-Pacific region, as well as trilateral efforts with Japan. In France, the top U.S. diplomat will discuss challenges in West Asia and Europe amid ongoing efforts to secure a ceasefire in Gaza. At least 8 security personnel were killed and 40 others injured in a suicide bomb blast in the Balochistan province of Pakistan. The blast, which took place in the Dhang area of Turbat city on Saturday, targeted a passenger van and a police security vehicle adjacent to the van. Following the blast, police and security forces reached the incident site and cordoned off the area, while the injured were moved to the nearest hospital. The separatist group Baloch Liberation Army has claimed responsibility for the attack. The latest attack is part of an ongoing series of attacks by the BLA in Balochistan, which have been targeting military convoys, security checkpoints and police vehicles. In a deepening energy crisis, the residents of Moldova's breakaway Transnistria region face escalating power cuts after Russian gas flows through Ukraine halted on New Year's Day. The halt follows Kyiv's refusal to renew a transit deal with Russia, leaving Transnistria's thermal power plant without fuel to generate electricity. Without gas from Gazprom to fuel its thermal plant, Transnistria has extended rolling blackouts to 4 hours daily, leaving homes without heating as temperatures plunge to -10 degrees Celsius. Industries have shut down, sparing only food production as officials urge residents to conserve resources. Moldova, reliant on Transnistria's power plant for cheap electricity, blames Russia for the chaos, demanding gas rerouted through Turk Stream. Moscow, however, points fingers at Kyiv for the impasse. Meanwhile, Transnistria's vital power supply to Moldova remains precariously disrupted. Russia claimed on Saturday to have intercepted 8 US-made missiles and downed 72 drones while capturing a settlement in Luhansk. The Russian Ministry of Defense also reported multiple strikes on Ukrainian military sites, resulting in over 540 casualties and the loss of 4 tanks for Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukraine reported successfully repelling Russian attacks in Kharkiv, Pokrovsk and Kursk, with several clashes still ongoing. Ukrainian forces also fended off 9 Russian attacks in Kursk. In a significant development, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken revealed that the U.S. had been supplying weapons to Ukraine since 2021, fueling tensions with Russia, which condemned NATO's military support. As Ukraine faces mounting challenges, Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal announced a record defense budget and plans for increased military production. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter's state funeral began on Saturday with solemn ceremonies in his home state of Georgia, marking the start of 6 days of tributes to the late leader who passed away on December 29th at the age of 100. Motorcade with mortal remains of Carter arrived at Georgia's state capital, where dignitaries welcomed his family. The casket was then taken to the Carter Presidential Library, received by a military honor guard. Emotional tributes from his son James Chip Carter and grandson Jason Carter reflected on his life and enduring spirit. The mortal remains of the former president will be taken to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday. Following Tuesday's service in Washington, Carter will be laid to rest in a private ceremony in Plains, Georgia.
He was an amazing man, and he was held up and propped up and soothed by an amazing woman. And the two of them together changed the world. And it was an amazing thing to watch from so close and to be able to be involved in. And I thank you for your service.
It was important for all of us that we stop here. These buildings, as you all know, are filled with his life, not just because this is a museum to his life, and not just because there's a collection here of his beloved paintings, but his spirit fills this place.
And time now for sports. Big heartbreak for India as they have lost the border Gavaskar trophy after a decade with 6-wicket loss to Australia on day 3rd of the 5th and final test in Sydney. Australia chased down 162 runs with Travis Head and Bo Webster taking the team home. India lost the 5-match series 1-3. Resuming day 3 at 141 for 6, India lost their remaining 4 wickets for 16 runs to be all out for 157 in their second innings. Pat Cummins and Scott Boland shared the wicket in the session, with Boland completing a 6-wicket haul and winning the player of the match. Meanwhile, Jasprit Bumrah becomes the player of the series with 32 wickets in 5 matches. With the win, Australia have also qualified for the World Test Championship final against South Africa. Manchester United take on Arne Slot's Liverpool side in an important Premier League encounter at Anfield on Sunday. The two teams have experienced contrasting fortunes this season and will want to win this game. Liverpool are currently at the top of the Premier League standings and have been in excellent form so far this season. Arne Slot's team thrashed West Ham United by a comprehensive 5-0 margin last week and will be confident ahead of this fixture. The 82nd edition of Golden Globes is scheduled to take place on Sunday, kicking off the 2025 awards festivities. Films such as Wicked, The Brutalist and Emilia Perez will be competing for trophies and attention ahead of the Oscars. DD India's Diptanshu Kashyap reports.
The 2025 award season begins on Sunday with the 82nd Annual Golden Globe Awards, honoring the best in film and television. The Netflix film Emilia Perez leads the race with 10 nominations, followed by The Brutalist with 7. The Bear leads television series with 5 nods, followed by Shogun and Only Murders in the Building with 4 each. The nominations were announced on December 9th by actors Morris Chestnut and Mindy Kaling. This year's ceremony will be hosted for the first time by comedian Nikki Glaser.
I'm feeling really good about the job that I have to do, the material I've written, that my team has written. I feel like we're just in good shape. I'm really excited just to like show these jokes to a massive audience. Like it's really like I've been working on this art project that I'm like, I can't wait to show people.
Some of the nominated films include A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Anora, Challengers, and The Substance. Timothy Chalamet, Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Angelina Jolie are among the stars vying for acting honours. The ceremony is especially significant for India as Payal Kapadia's All We Imagine as Light has received 2 nominations, including Best Director for Kapadia, marking the first nomination for an Indian production.
On our show, the nominees from television, from movies, come together. They're major stars, and it's like throwing a party at your home. Who would you like to have at your house if you could have anybody? And we've got them every year.
Winners of the Globes are chosen by 334 entertainment journalists from 85 countries. Winning a Globe can boost a film's chances in the run-up to the Academy Awards in March. Deeptanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now.